Here we are. Oh, come on. Give me some loving. Oh, shit. Are we going through this again today? Come on now. You can do it. You can do it. Hello. My computer's dicking on me. Come on, computer. Catch up.
That's what I hate about my laptop. Sometimes it's slow as shit, and sometimes it works really well.
Yeah.
I really thought about getting my fucking...
Come on.
hooking my computer directly to my internet with like an Ethernet thing.
Yeah.
Just to see if it helps. But
this thing doesn't have an Ethernet jack. Or does it? Is that an Ethernet jack? That is an Ethernet jack.
say it should.
Alright, hang on. Let's try it again, see if it'll take off. There we go. Now we're getting an excellent connection. Here we are. Here we are.
We live?
Yeah, I think we're live. According to this, we have an excellent connection.
Hell yeah.
So what's going on this week, man?
I mean, well, considering we had technical difficulties last week,
Yeah, some serious.
it's more like what's going on the last couple of weeks.
Fuck, man. Look at the board.
We haven't really had a chance to talk. I mean, we've talked personally, but
Yeah, I mean, look at the board. I mean...
it's a crowded mess.
Yeah.
But we can pick this apart, piece by piece. But
Right.
something I want to start with real quick. I stumbled across this thing. If you want to look it up, you can.
Okay.
It's called Project 2025.
Okay.
Apparently, well, not apparently, obviously, a bunch of conservative leaders have gotten together and created this playbook, if you will. It's called Project 2025. And it states basically a way to reverse everything that Biden has done in the past, well, will be 4 years. If he, if he gets defeated in 2024. How to basically reverse everything that he's done in the first 180 days.
Well, I mean, that's the same thing he did when Trump came into office. So it's not that, I mean, I'm not going to say it's not that big of a deal, but I mean, it's not unheard of.
But this is a playbook that's already in motion. And on day one, whether it's Trump or some other conservative president, on day one, he can be handed this playbook and be like, here is the best way to proceed to maintain the conservative principles of this movement. And I thought it was a pretty cool read, man. Like,
That's yeah.
But yeah, you can look it up. Project 2025. It's if it's something that you're interested in.
It sounds like it's
already here. It's already here. Like, it's right here. You know what I mean? The playbook, you can look through every step on how to secure the border, on how to get rid of this economic crisis, on how to battle inflation, how to handle Ukraine, how to handle, like, all this shit. It's in a playbook. Like, it's right here. Everything that the next president needs to fix this country within the first 6 months.
Right.
So that he or she can focus for the next 3.5 years on implementing certain longer lasting principles. By getting laws passed through Congress, this, that, and the third.
Right.
But that's a pretty cool read. Anybody wants to read it. Project2025.org.
So it's like, we already know he fucked up. Here's how you fix how he fucked up.
Yeah, and you're not just fixing how he fucked up. Yes, you're fixing how he fucked up, but then you're building upon the principles that were laid when Donald Trump took office.
Well, speaking of presidential runs, we got to address Kennedy.
Do we, though?
We got to address Kennedy.
Do we?
I mean...
Do we really have to? Do you really think that he's a contender?
Yeah.
I mean, the majority of the Democratic Party don't even like him. The Kennedys
I don't think that's true. Yeah, but he's a Kennedy. And hear me out.
His own family doesn't like him. So.
Hear me out, though. Everybody, like, I know so many Democrat voters are like, oh, I'd definitely vote for a Kennedy. What we need is a Kennedy. Like, Kennedy's the name, like Reagan's the name, like Trump's the name. Kennedy is, they know that Kennedy is where they took a wrong turn at Albuquerque. Like, I feel like, and I'll tell you what, he says a lot of the same stuff Trump does on a slight scale. He says a lot of the same things he said when he first entered politics.
Right.
But I think he's a contender. I think as soon as he threw his hat in the race, he became a contender.
I mean, I don't think it'll take much, in my opinion, to primary Joe Biden. I think the majority of Democrats will vote for anybody other than Joe Biden.
You know what I think is funny is the way that like CNN and MSNBC are puffing up DeSantis just a little bit so that they can kind of like take some pressure off the Trump sore. Like they're
right.
Yeah, no, so vote for DeSantis. Yeah,
DeSantis is the anti-Trump Republican.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a Democrat and you don't want to vote Democrat, you vote for DeSantis.
Which is bad because his hat was in the VP. His name was in the VP hat, I think, there for a minute. I think he screwed that up for himself.
DeSantis is not a vice president.
You don't think so?
Not at all. Neither is Trump. So, DeSantis is still young enough. Like, in my opinion, DeSantis needs to stay the fuck out of this race. DeSantis needs to focus on 2028.
Somebody's got to run against Trump in the primary.
And
somebody's got to do it. Like,
they will.
I mean,
they will.
Well, we got the Indian guy. I can't think of his name, but he's...
Vivek Ramaswamy. I like this guy, dude. And he stands a snowball's chance in hell of getting elected. But he's no different than Donald Trump was in 2015. I mean, I can pull up a compilation video in 2015 where everybody was like, ha ha, Trump will never get elected. Ha ha, it's like laughing it off. Like, this is a joke.
Right.
This is Vivek Ramaswamy. This is that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, this motherfucker don't stand a snowball's chance in hell as president. 2024 rolls around, your new president's Vivek Ramaswamy. Like, he literally is the true meaning of outsider. Just like Donald Trump was in 2015 when he announced.
Right.
It was a fucking joke when Donald Trump announced. They were like, no way in hell. Even some Republicans, George Bush, Jeb Bush, they were like, hell no. There's no way this motherfucker's the primary. You saw what happened.
Well, I mean, yeah, I can remember, dude. I can remember, like, we were working in Vandalia Grill or Celsius, and like when Trump started running, I can remember the first time you told me Donald Trump's running for president, and I was like,
it was Celsius.
Whatever. And then I started looking at it, I was like, you know what? Like, he makes sense. In the minute, Dave Chappelle nailed it.
But
the minute he looked at Hillary Clinton, he's like, yeah, because...
And you'd be in jail.
No.
Election that day.
No. It was when he was like, yeah, I know, I do know all about the... I used to work with you guys. I know all about your dirty politics. Yeah, I use your tax code breaks.
It's like when Hillary... That telling you that was the day he got elected.
Yeah, I use your tax code breaks.
Donald Trump got elected 6 months before the polls even opened. During that debate, when Hillary Clinton was like, aren't we glad you're not commander-in-chief in charge of the law and order or whatever, and he was like, because you'd be in jail. That was the same day that motherfucker got elected president. That was 8 months before the polls even opened. Dude, numbers went through the fucking roof. And I think the Ramaswamy guy's going to do the same thing. After the last 2 years, we still got another 2 years left. After the last 2 years, with all the Twitter files and all the crises that Joe Biden has completely failed, dude, this outsider guy has a fucking chance,
You don't
bro.
fuck up this bad on accident.
The majority of Americans don't understand how deep the swamp is. And so they're willing to vote for that outsider. Always. Because fuck the swamp. You know what I'm saying? Like, as an average citizen, me and you, we talk about this shit every week, and we don't know how deep this shit goes.
I know how deep this shit goes.
We don't
Oh,
even have
God,
an
dude.
understanding of it, bro.
I
It
was-
goes way deeper than you think we do.
Dude, I'm to the point when I listen to country music, I hear the commercial.
I'm at the point
When
now.
I know what's in my food. I know what's in my water. I know I shouldn't drink that Mountain Dew right there. I'm fully aware. I'm not going to live in fear. I'm going to ignore it as best I can for as long as I can until everybody else decides that they want to do something about it. But I'm well aware.
No. I'm talking on the level that we don't have as much say or freedoms as the average Joe thinks we do.
No, not at all.
Like, it wouldn't surprise me one bit on the day that they get elected, the day after their election, whenever they get sworn into office. Right after they get sworn into the office. They don't, as soon as the cameras turn off, the Speaker of the House is like, okay, all you freshman representatives, go down to freshman orientation. There'll be desserts and, refreshments served. You go down there and you get your freshman orientation.
Right.
And during freshman orientation, they're like, all right, guys, good campaign, but that's not how this shit works. Y'all don't speak for the people. Here's your assigned lobbyist. He's going to pay you, and you're going to vote how he says. That's how it really works.
I feel like to a certain extent.
It really does, dude.
I feel like, yeah.
It's a pay-to-play system. You don't get anything done unless you're a multi-millionaire lobbyist. That's just the facts of it. And it's like deeper than what we think it is.
Oh, yeah.
The swamp is deep, dude. The deep state is connected.
It's Santa Claus.
They don't want to relinquish power.
I scream this all the time. It's Santa Claus. I know that sounds crazy, but it's Santa Claus. You were a child once. You believed in Santa Claus. Now, the thing isn't that you believed in Santa Claus. It's that your parents told you about Santa Claus. The corporations told you about Santa Claus. Hell, Tylenol had Santa Claus on the cough syrup bottle. Your grandparents, the local church, the hospital, your teacher. Everybody's on NORAD. The government. Everybody told you about Santa Claus. That's deep. That's deep because Santa Claus wasn't real. You were lied to by everybody collectively at the same time in a web. And it was easy.
Yep. Dude,
It's not as far. People are like, that's right. It's not as far-fetched as you think. Once it becomes good for politics, it becomes good for money. Once it becomes good for money, it becomes good for the corporations. Once it becomes good for the corporations, it's in advertisement. Once it's in advertisement,
corporations.
once it's in advertisement, it's sitting on the front page of the newspaper that Al Bundy's reading. That's not true. He's used the same paper for 40 years. That's cool. But like then it's micro programmed because now it sells. Like, dude, it goes deep.
Yep.
I know, like I said, I know, but I see it. It's like wearing the glasses from They Live. I see this shit.
And dude, that's the sad part about it is, you think you're electing someone to go represent you, but you can't have someone